we zoom on the first day for many new recruits, we begin our session. Attention, all new recruits. Please meet up at the meeting hall. I will be with you guys momentarily. Until then, you guys are free to do as you please, but you are due in T minus 1 minute. Please be advised. As the intercom clicks off of life. Eventually, a group of young exploited employees start walking in. Who would like to introduce the character first?
I don't know if I'll be able to.
Devin, you are not allowed to. Devin, you are not allowed to.
All right.
Got it.
Rip lazily wakes up from his nap that he's been taking before this announcement happens. As he gets up, he kind of shakes around a bit. His head extremely close to the ceiling. This is because Rip is extremely tall and lanky, standing at about 220 centimeters, or 7'2". But being extremely light due to his very slim muscular structure and bone structure, making him weigh only around 110 kilograms, or 225 pounds. His face is full of scars, but they don't seem to be from battle, more like from just general wear and tear of being in rough environments. His lips is very dry, as if chapsticks just not exist in this person's dictionary. And his eyes give off a constant stare of just general annoyance. Anyone without a strong will, if they just stare into Rip's eyes for long enough, will just be annoyed and pissed off at this person's existence. I'm sure everyone knows someone like that, right? Regardless, his hair is long and unevenly cut. Definitely not done professionally by a barber or even by someone who's trying to maintain their hair. The hairstyle is achieved through a method you can only imagine as Rip just grabbing a bundle of his own hair, taking a knife, and just chopping the bundle off, in order to make sure his hair stays at a practical short length that doesn't get into his eyes. The clothing he wears is dirty and rugged, as if they were discarded by even homeless people. The set includes ripped faded jeans, actual ripped jeans, not the fake ones that people buy pre-ripped, t-shirts with huge gashes on them. The only reason this doesn't look disgustingly stained is because the t-shirt is in fact already brown. And a brown leather jacket. As he wakes up from his nap and stretches a little to get the blood pumping, he reaches beside him, and reaches for his signature weapon, a huge 7-foot-tall great chainsword named Monsoon. And yeah, as he does that, he'll get to the elevator or stairs and go to the meeting hall.
As you do, the metal door opens. As I will allow one more player to introduce themselves before going to the meeting hall, except Devin, for obvious reasons.
Those reasons terrify me.
We're finding out who the protagonist is.
I can introduce my character if... Unless anyone else wants to take that up.
Go ahead.
Okay. So, coming from some random direction through... I think in the session 0 I sent him to kind of like a... He was given directions to the meeting hall, so he'd be kind of walking towards the building. With a little bit of a limp in his leg. There is a... either early 50s or late 40s looking man, a salt and pepper colored hair, all tied back in a bun, arms scarred, different cuts. He has an eye patch over his left eye. He looks, where other people might look a bit excited, he looks driven. As in, something is keeping him going, that he knows that nothing's going to stop him, and if it does, it's going to kill him. And he gives off a feeling of, I don't give a shit who you are, I'm here to do what I need to do so I can get what I want. Looking around, trying to find where he needs to go. He looks a little bit out of place. He looks more like a teacher than a adventurer. He walks with a cane in his right hand. His eyes are a very bright bluish gray. He's dressed in commoner clothes. The best that a retiree could probably get. He's got a satchel on one hip, a small book on his right. Okay, he hobbles his way in there, looking for whoever he might need to talk to about a job.
Alright. As you do, you guys eventually get to the meeting hall. A very luxurious, almost like one of those very high-end, like, business hall meeting, like, office rooms, with a very long, black, almost marbled wood, and very what seems to be very comfortable, like, business chairs, where you could easily just lay in them and almost find yourself falling closer and closer to sleep. As in a very, as on one of the far corners, nearing the door, close to the door, you see a very large and very, almost like a crate-looking box, one of those, like, shipping crates almost. As you hear light machine roaring, as something, whatever is in there is a machine in hibernation. As that's what we will have this. Madeline, if you are available, would you like to introduce your character?
All right. Shiva, when she heard the announcement and gets away from her little hobby and starts heading to she her she is a 6'10" Black Panther lady dressed in blues and whites, almost like a cosplayer, like what you would see in a con for a cleric. Grabbing her bag that is that it clinks with vials, heads to the meeting, and just makes herself comfortable, like she eyes are give up her green eyes give off a I'm I'm very curious how this is going to go, but there's something else hiding that won't show today.
Eventually, as you guys all sit around the table, a very muscular, almost a Sabero cactus type of man, of Leshy, starts along with a very large falchion strapped to his back in a very nice business suit, almost like Final Fantasy Hector's type of people, of how black hole, empty, soulless his eyes are, and how agape his mouth is. As he pulls from his side a one of those police batons as he in order to gain your guys' attention, cracks it across the warning crate, shattering it in pieces, leaving only. And I will now allow our resident Devin to introduce his character now.
Perfect. After hearing the announcement, my character then just simply kind of like opens his eyes a little bit, kind of looks around for a bit, realizes he's still in the box, and kind of decides rather than just waiting for someone to open it, he'll shatter it himself using his right hand and burst through. When the box is then shattered open, you guys then see what seems to be a robotic arm.
He wouldn't be able to. He would still be in stasis. It's the it is you see a very large Sabero cactus man shattering in it for you as you prepare to do.
Okay. So, all right, perfect. I then step out. As my character steps out, you then see this very knightly-looking automaton machine that stands at about 5 feet 11 inches, and it has very well, as I said before, a knightly aesthetic, but it's like. Well, hang on. I think it'd be best if I kind of put it in the character sheets here real quick. If I just copy the image real quick. It has. Here we go. Just all right. How do I best describe this without calling it what it is? It's basically a Gundam-like robot that then just steps out. I left an image in the character sheet to kind of like put the name there. And then here we go. As it steps out, the machine then kind of looks around, kind of sees all you there, and let's see here. So well, there we go. And it then kind of like check its backpack real quick to see if it has its gear there along with its side, and it's just big, bulky, but also very sleek. Like it could move really, really quickly. It then turns to the rest of the party that have just made it to the conference room. Greetings. Who might you be?
We will get to there momentarily, my kind sir. Why don't you go have a seat as I allow you guys. I introduce you guys to myself and let you guys know. Says the very large cactus man who you have all seen on camera, on the screen, and you would know him to be on camera. Very much nice to have you accompany us. Why don't you go sit down and I will get instructions the way.
Thank you, sir. My character then just simply takes a seat and kind of examines it. It's like, will this be able to take my weight?
Oh, trust me, we have half giants working with us. Those seats will more accompany your weight.
Very well. And then as he takes a seat right into the chair,
It feels comfy even to you. Like, you don't understand how, but this is very relaxing.
Pleasant. I then just simply cross my arms and wait for everybody else to take a seat.
Who else is in the conference room?
It would be you. It would be Rip. It would be it would be John Worlds, and it would be Golem.
Seriously? Was an announcement across the speaker system necessary for like 5 fucking people?
Well, you guys are. This is more or less to allow announcements for other people, but mainly this is for you guys. Yes, and we don't really have any other sort of tech to make sure that you each personally get the message. I do apologize.
Hold on. Question. Are phones not a thing?
Phones are a thing, but you can kind of figure that with how he doesn't really have opposable fingers, he's more or less saying, this was the best way I could personally reach you, and for some reason your handlers are busy right now, so I had to reach you in some way.
It's not going to be a situation where we're going to have a break, right? And it's the middle of the night, and suddenly I hear the goddamn PA system go off because you had to summon 2 people. That's not going to happen.
He seems to be asking logical questions, Ontario.
Ontario kind of backs up a little bit. He's just like, I would ask your handlers about that.
My fucking god. Can't they get you a phone with buttons on it then? Like, you can use a falchion, right? What's stopping you from using a phone?
You can kind of see that as he shows lifts one of his hands, you kind of see it's because he fucking skewered his hands open so he could use his fucking falchion.
What is his hand open?
It's not really open, but it's like when you're having like one of those cup holders where it's just like that circle.
Oh my god. Seriously?
That makes sense. It seems to make sense to me, Mr. As the machine then turns to you, Bill.
Name's Rip.
Greetings, Rip. I am Golem.
Yes. I normally have my assistant, but she is with your handlers taking care of some very important business to handle things.
Well, whatever. So, what are we doing? Rip is gonna kind of sit up a bit.
Well, for today, it is a matter of explaining why you guys are here in more detail, and for me to have you guys interact with each other. I do not plan on. I have no reason for you guys to go into the danger room at this moment to train. Maybe tomorrow, but for today, that is far from where our priorities lie. As this will be your team, Mr. Rip. We are missing one member currently, but he will eventually meet up with you guys.
I don't take kindly to impunctuality.
I don't either. It's quite infuriating, but we make do. We make do. And if you guys eventually meet new people that look promising, you will have the chance to recruit them later on, if that need ever so arises. But let's hope that it never does. Shall we?
So Hades gonna take a step forward, kind of putting both hands on his cane that is well carved and almost shined, as in this man really, this is probably his greatest treasure is this cane. That does make sense. Well, if we're not here to fight or figure anything else like that, why would we?
Well, not for today. You guys will be fighting. You guys will indeed be fighting. It's just more or less today you need to know each other. That is more important because these will be the people you will be putting your life on the line for, and vice versa. Without knowing them, then you are basically strangers, and what is the point of putting your life on the line for a bunch of strangers?
Do you have some algorithm that determines these pairings, or is it just you pick names out of a hat?
What can you do?
I have an algorithm. the reason why we put you guys together and we made sure that you guys were at the main headquarters is because we figured this would be the greatest way to pull out your greatest potentials of each individual. And together, through trust and honor, you guys will become sharper than the sharpest sword and more powerful than even a nuclear bomb.
Interesting analogy.
He's just gonna walk over to Rip.
You sure you should be walking? Maybe you should take a seat.
What the fuck can you do? I'm gonna point my cane at you.
Rip is gonna. What the fuck can you do? Fall without your cane?
I'm gonna poke.
I know what I can do. As Golem then just stands right up and just stares daggers at the both of you.
It's pretty
Seeing
obvious
as
what
that
you
it's
can do.
about to
You're a
go
robot that
fucking-
looks like a knight.
In that thing about to go dark, you see
Alright, calm down,
Dave.
boys. You're both touchy.
Ontario take his police baton and slams it as it almost starts to crack through his just sheer strength on the table. Like the weapon itself is still intact. It's the table that almost starts to concave inside of itself. I says, "What? You will not fight in the meeting room. You will not interact in the room. We are here on diplomaticness. Do not start a fight with your teammate. Otherwise, there will be consequences. Do I make myself clear?"
Understood.
I'm not here to pick a fight. I'm here to figure out these guys I can really work with or not.
Rip, still sitting on the couch, kind of lazily reaches towards his monsoon, his chainsword. He does a flip, and suddenly the chainsaw opens down the middle. At the same time, all of the chains and the individual saw blades get sucked into a tube as he points it towards I'm sorry. The container that Golem came out of, and he pulls the trigger.
It destroys the rest of the container. I see. Alright.
Hades
Is that how it
looks
goes?
at Rip, nods his head.
You could have just said, but okay.
Yeah, but it's more fucking dramatic this way. Come on.
I mean, come on.
You're the-
I live for dramatics just as well as the next person. But still.
What do you mean, but still? You're already in costume.
These are my clothes, you dipshit.
Okay, if you say so.
Do the clothes serve a function other than impressive visuals?
Whoa.
Yes, I'm a healer. They hold many pockets.
Okay. Cargo bands do the same
Yeah.
thing. It's a costume.
We're going to need a healer.
If what we're gonna probably face, we probably will.
Yes, you will. Now we will get to the serious business if everyone is done dick measuring.
I have no need to do that specifically.
Damn, they didn't install one for you? Tragic.
Very what to say, a shame.
Golem
Yeah,
then
it-
says nothing and then takes a seat back down.
All right. Well, as you have been blindly aware, pirates and Holophants have been searching for the legendary for some time now. It being the main reason why I created Higher on Heroes. But as a Higher on Heroes has progressed, I have found confidential information that only the people that work with Higher on Heroes are privy to. If you do not like the 10 members you have in front of you, and you do not wish to work for the greaterment of mankind, you may please leave now, and we will make sure that you are still accommodated properly, but you will not have a chance to make even further bank or a name for yourself should everything go properly according to its plan.
I don't have to like someone to be able to work with them.
As for the betterment of mankind, isn't that the objective of all law enforcers?
God, you're a cop?
As of right now, the proper term would be was.
Well, at least you made some improvements in your life.
Golem says nothing and just continues to look at Ontario to hear the rest of the.
Ontario points his baton that is currently still in his hand to the door, and just gives you guys a moment to leave if you guys are wanting to.
Golem just continues to.
We all good? As he makes a more of an intimidation on you guys. Not really to frighten you guys, but more or less I am not playing games. What I am about to tell you is of matters of life and death. And if you are not willing or capable of trying to protect others, then I do not want you part of my company. And then after a minute, if no one leaves, he shuts the door and he's like, all right. He uses the baton that's in his hand as to click on a slideshow button. We have recently found that the hidden treasures are more or less being used as a cover front. This has become way more dangerous than we have ever thought it could be possible. This is why we are asking for your guys' help, as through our rigorous programming, we have figured that you guys would be the greatest saviors of mankind if everything was to go according to plan. As a shadow organization known only as the Hidden Sins, or what we like to call the Orochi, made itself known silently throughout the world. One of you, I will not name names as to protect your identity, has been recently affected by one of their members. Another one is in a state of disrepair, if it's not obvious, by another. You have all been affected, whether you are willing to or not, been affected by Orochi. And until recently, I didn't realize, but so have I. I have recently found out that so have I. In fact, every member of HEROS has been. We are literally the light to their darkness. That is why we are giving you this chance. We are giving you a chance for revenge, for protection, for whatever reason that you have against the Orochi, to make sure that they themselves personally do not get their hands on the crystals. 7 more.
I guess Kari, continue. I thought you were done.
And now, now you guys have a choice. If you are willing to work with us instead of work privately and work with your team, we will make sure that not only are you accommodated correctly, but you will have ample resources to destroy the organization. If you guys have any questions, now is the time to ask them.
You said the artifacts are only as a cover-up. What the hell does that mean?
they have used the artifacts, the 7 Martyrs, as a cover-up. They have been using it as an enticement to fellow treasure hunters, to fellow thieves, to cause as much destruction and mayhem across the world so we would not be able to stop them personally. You guys will be our side organization for this matter. Only
So
the
this-
members, only your handlers, myself, and you guys now are aware of what you guys' true business in this company is.
How much
Rip-
information is known about these treasures and their abilities?
The seven treasures are not really known that much, but we do hypothesize that their powers are what is the true foundation of what created humanity. That even though the gods exist, they are merely just manifestations of humanity's will on the planet as a whole.
That seems like a lot of information to take in.
What's stopping us from holding the artifacts safe for right now?
We do not know where they are.
Not even one of them?
I wish that was the case. That's why we have some information potentially on where one might be, and that's why your handlers and my assist are out now to make sure that information is on the up and up instead of being a trap.
Does that mean we're gonna go find an artifact?
If you happen to find an artifact along the way of defeating the Orochi, then yes, by all means. But your primary objective is to stuff out any darkness that the Orochi may cause.
Go
What
these
are our
fucking
current
Orochi.
needs?
What was that?
Apologies.
What
Go
was that,
ahead.
Rip?
So these fucking Orochi bastards. All the goddamn chaos, looting, people killing each other. For any goddamn clue. For just hiding something in their pocket. That's these fuckers? They spread the information? They influence everyone to do that shit?
Yes, they have taken multiple names by now. The Illuminati, Anonymous, so on and so forth. But
I have a feeling it was
We
the
got-
shadow government.
not really a shadow government per se, but more of a shadow organization.
What's stopping us from going after them?
They move about the planets as if it was the fucking jungle gym.
Of course they do. They probably have at least 2, right? Maybe more?
As far as we are aware, there are 7, and you kind of hear him. If anyone wants to roll a perception check,
I will.
Sure, I will. I got a pretty decent perception.
As do I.
Oh crap, my dice. Hang on a minute. Where did I put them? Ah! Professional, ladies and gentlemen. I am a professional.
Fighters having good perception? Who could have guessed?
That's gonna be a 16.
okay?
There are... Uh-oh. I put dice somewhere around here. I guess I'll skip on that perception roll for now, I guess.
Do you want to just take a straight 10? I'll allow that.
Sure, I'll take a straight 10.
Okay, so add your perception modifier to that.
That would be a 15 then.
Okay. Anybody else?
Just me and Captain Iron Fist over there.
All right. So, to those who didn't roll, you just hear him kind of mumble under his breath. For those who for those who did, because both of you got at butt 15. Okay? You and growing like the fucking mythological beast does what we're trying to say. That's why you guys are here. But anyways,
All right, where the hell are those bastards, and when do I get to kill them?
We can make this even easier. Name you whatever your name is. I'm gesturing to Rip. Seem quite
Rip.
able to deal with yourself. I have a few things I have to take out on some people like that, so.
Wouldn't it be more efficient in order to capture them and gather more information?
Touche, but the kind of magic I've seen around here and I've taught to students before, necromancy does quite well.
Oh,
Dead or
so
alive.
you're a mage? Guess I should guess.
that is why I've gathered you guys. Your fellow partner right here, Golem, has made a very excellent point. Because just like the mythical creature that they are named after, they have made sure that if you purposely kill a member, that the body is completely destroyed beyond the point of necromancy.
Possibly.
So they have found a way to erase themselves from existence, or to keep away of any information that could be used against them.
Perfect. I don't have to hide the bodies personally. How convenient. But I'm guessing you're gonna want us to capture them for information, right?
Honestly, I don't give a
Perfect.
But-
When do we start?
soon. We still have more business. I'm waiting on your handlers to return for me to make sure that you guys are going in the right direction. Can't have you guys going out in public in the blind.
Do we have any information on who our handlers are, specifically?
Have you not met them?
I'll have in each individual handler. Gollum, you have not met yours yet. They have, and reason why my assistant is not with us is because your handler personally wanted to meet you, because they were someone that you helped save a long time ago. They're the reason why we were aware of presence. As you see this little, you may come in now. As you see this very cute little puppet girl, like looks like a very cute porcelain doll, almost. Just come in and just go up to almost like the lower leg half of Golem. It's like, hello, you saved. I was one of the people you saved in that fire, and the reason why you're like that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No need to apologize. I believe I recognize you now. There's no need to say sorry. I was only doing what I needed to do.
My name's Lily. Thank you for saving me. My dad died, but he made sure that I was strong enough to be a member here, and I'm so happy. And I wanted to personally be your handler because I can help. I promise.
Olin kind of like gives a little bit of a surprised look, even though it's kind of hard to tell with the machine face that he has on right now. I do not know what to say other than thank you, and your father would be very proud of you right now.
Thank you. I'm gonna go now. And she just hobbles away on her porcelain legs, and she's like, "Bye, bye, Golem. See you later."
Olin then just raises his right hand and waves goodbye to the, little girl. Perhaps you will
And
require further explanation.
I can tell you that in private if you would like.
That would be most efficient.
But while we do not know of their whereabouts, I'm certain you guys would like to know, in case you meet them out in your travels, the information that we do have on the Orochi.
Oh, so what else will we do if we weren't here with information?
Exactly. Why else would I have summoned you all together? Well, the leader himself is personally not known, but we do think of it that he is a black furred kitsune. We do not know much other than that. We do not know even his name, but that is what we do know.
Great. I love it when the leader of a hidden organization is a goddamn shapeshifter.
It would make it too easy, wouldn't it? If it was simply just a normal man.
That's true. I've not met a lot of Kasunes, but they could blend without any of us. And it makes sense in a way to change your form. Hide away.
They usually like to take the
Members.
forms.
One of the personal numbers, as he goes to the next slide. This triggers something, and he knows this figure. This is the demon that ruined his life. His real name is Asmodeus, and god of trickery and god of malintent wishes is what he dubbed himself. Whenever someone makes a dark deal for a personal gain in some way, no matter how small, he figures a way to destroy that person's life almost quite effectively and immediately.
Any information on his current whereabouts?
Current whereabouts are unknown. How?
You have to have something more than just he's gone. Was last? You have information where he was? Any contacts he has? You have to
No.
Give us something.
That is as much as we have right now. We do know that he is considered the second strongest right after the boss. We have figured out that the Orochi move throughout their organization in terms of just straight political, financial, and just sheer raw power that they each possess. So that should tell you how powerful Asmodeus really is. With a net worth of, what was it now? Almost 1 second, trying to because I'm this is an allegory because I fucking hate people.
I can see the edits now.
Yes.
Oh, I can see the edits
Search
now.
up Elon Musk net worth.
I'm doing Jeff Bezos' net worth.
While the cactus guy's talking about Asmodeus and everything, a small, almost like a tear of blood comes from beneath Hayes' eye patch on his left eye. He just quickly kind of wipes it away, just continues staring off, both hands on the cane.
129.7 billion credits worth, roughly, if not more.
It's a lot of money. Very hard to keep hidden. Bound to be using it eventually.
Well, I guess it doesn't really matter when they can just go wherever the fuck they want. I'm sure courtesy due to one of the 7 legendary artifacts.
That's true until we get one of them.
And we currently have any information on one possible location of the artifacts? Of one at least?
again, Golem, they are none of your concern. If you find them on your way, then yes, by all means, you can go out.
Our concern. These artifacts are fueling our enemies. That have fucked with all of our lives.
We do not. One thing we do know about the Orochi is that the reason why they are doing this is because they are also looking for the artifact. They currently, as we are currently aware, they have 0 of the artifacts like we have 0.
Well, that's convenient.
It's kept that way.
So how the hell is he moving around? High power mages? Going around casting Kate wherever they please?
Pretty much gates or foolish mortals not saying, as we do know information, not saying anyone in this room is foolish. If you had encountered him, more unaware of who you were fucking with.
Hmm. Interesting way of wording it.
As he makes sure that even harmless little girls are affected by his black magic. The next member, as it goes to this very big, round, fat ass motherfucker that looks like a dragon with with orange scales.
Orange scales, I see.
Yeah, totally. Yep.
Wow.
Definitely. Sorry, moving on.
Through this is what this used to be. He had to even wiggled himself. This motherfucker, even we were really close, but he had at one point to knowing where he exact was. This motherfucker put himself as the president of the United States. But we've recently, as a ploy, to make sure that he could find any information on the 7 artifacts themselves. We have dubbed him Trunant.
Truant. Okay.
He goes to the next slide. You see a very beautiful woman. Like, she's exceedingly beautiful. But you can see, like, gears almost on her body. As you can tell that this isn't a human, more or less so a robot. We have dubbed this one, or the world has dubbed her as KK, a very high influential pop icon. She even married a very foolish man to wiggle her way through the pop culture media.
Question: what does KK have to do with the Orochi organization?
She is the one that is their influencer. She makes sure that she's the one that has caused the most technical damage throughout. She is the one that stirred up the thieves, stirred up the pirate hunters, the treasure hunters, and all of that. In order to make sure their goals were met.
If she's a pop icon, why haven't you caught her yet? If she's out there talking big about the secret organization and everything, if you know who she is, why haven't you gotten her yet? Can't be
because
that hard.
as you can clearly see, that is a robot. It's not necessarily that we have. It's that we haven't found the core memory. Every time we destroy or try to capture one of her bodies, she just slips into another conscience. She just keeps slipping right through our fingers.
A snake that sheds its skin, if I considered the analogy correct.
That
Correct.
just means we get to kill her multiple times.
That's true.
Or until you
And
find her core.
She will most likely be the most difficult to appertain.
In terms of being slippery, I do agree with you, Gold. In terms of pure power, the three above her, I would say, are more powerful than her.
Are
Then-
there any more members?
There is 3 more members. He goes to the next slide, and you see almost a, how do I say it? A slime monster. Like, it's trying to take on human form. But in every attempt that it does, it fails. This slime is called Yuan Junin. He is a political dictator, and throughout history, he's probably the oldest lived out of everyone, as according to human history. Every destruction that we have seen has been by his hand. The Twin Tower, the nuclear explosion of Japan, so on and so forth. Every destruction. Pearl Harbor, the Black Plague has been by his hand.
Black Plague. That was nearly hundreds of years ago. How old is he?
For as far as we are aware, this man is practically immortal. He is what we have described as the immortal evil slime. He slimes. Whenever something evil happens on the news or something that could cause mass destruction, you can bet that he is behind it in some way, shape, or form. Always in the shadows. And as you have probably heard throughout your years of living, would you go, if you had a time machine, would you go back in time to shoot baby Hitler? It wouldn't have. I can clearly that because of Kim Jong-un, it would not have mattered. He would have found a new host, and World War II would have still happened.
So another body jumper. What makes this one different from KK?
KK is a body jumper in the more or less the line of she's a robot. She just slips through the conscience. He is more or less that silent, that dark. He's that intrusive thought that you hear in the back of your head, but given a megaphone. He always stays in the silence. He always stays in the shadows. But any evil, any truly heinous acts are because of him. Humanity is not necessarily good, and it's not necessarily evil, but it is very naive. He's smart enough, since he is not human, he's extremely able to, he does not have that, and he's able to manipulate and mold humanity as puppets on a string.
He sounds symbiotic.
In a sense, he doesn't touch people per se, but he influences them, if that makes sense. to his words. As he goes to the next slide, you see this big, burly, just giant of a creature that doesn't look like it has a thought in its head. We have dubbed this man Atlas, as he is the reason, through his sheer strength, that sports and things of that nature that make people lazy has come to exist. He's almost as old as Ying Jong-yun, but he is not as he's by far not as intelligent as him. When you hear of how sports were created, he was there. He showed people, and he was an inspiration to prove oneself, and always tried to up one another. And such, and set forth. He is the literal manifestation of pride given forth.
Is it simply odd to me, or as the list went further down, these people became less and less mortal and more godlike? Why is that?
Because only true ancient beings can manipulate humanity in the way that they do.
So, in a sense, you want us to fight gods?
In a sense, it's not that I want you to fight gods. It's the sense that I know you guys can kill God. You just don't realize it yet. But if it seems too much above your pay grade and seems too insane, then by all means, we can just give you a simple dex job, and you can just stay here and do nothing.
What's the first assignment?
I never said I would back down from it. What I simply wanted to state is that I am not here to kill them. I'm here to bring justice to them. That's what I was supposed to do before I became this. And Golem gestures to his body, and even in my current state. Regardless of what sins they have committed, I am not the one to bring judgment to them. I will let you do that when I bring them to you.
Okay, but what if you have to bring judgment? What if that is the only course? What will you do then?
I will do everything in my power to protect and serve. If that includes having to take their life, I will do what I can.
And are the rest of you under the same notion, or what is your guys' notion?
You'll be paying for just about everything to help us get through these missions, correct?
Within reason, you guys will get a very hefty paycheck of such every time you finish a contract or something that will bring you closer and closer to our end goal. Yes, but to an extent, simple mundane things. If you don't want to explode on luxuries or improve on your equipment or anything, we will be handling.
And we are separate agents. We are not law enforcement, correct?
Yes, you guys are essentially judge, jury, and executioner for this mission as you see fit. No law enforcement can hold you accountable for what you guys deem as appropriate action.
Wait, seriously?
If that is the case,
Right.
I require a gun.
We will get you a gun eventually. We currently are needing to make proper assessments, but we will get you a gun. That is considered an improvement, so it will be taken out of your paycheck once you have proven yourself.
Understood.
I'm recording. I'm recording something. So, but let's get to the last member. And you see a very small little fairy. This is Titania. Well, there's Ike the boss. We do not know much about her, as she is the newest recruit. We can only fear that as the newest recruit, she will cause as much destruction as the previously mentioned member.
How new is she?
Couple of months, if not more.
What has she done?
Again, we don't quite know.
What do you
We assume that she affected the other material plane, one of the other material planes. I'm assuming that you guys all know of the multiverse theory in some respect.
In a
Sure.
sense, the multiverse is basically that of every decision made, a new universe is born.
Yes. We are just one of many. We are not even the Prime Earth. The Prime Earth, there could be as simple as just normal human beings walking around, minding their business. They could be playing video games and enjoying life. They could shoot. They could even be doing recordings of something very akin to this, and without even knowing.
Do you mean to tell me that this latest member could possibly be from these other dimensions?
From what we are aware, each member is from a different dimension reality that they have basically became the sole rulers of, that no personal government can handle them. They are the strongest. They are the dictators of their reality.
Where do we start?
Ontario pulls out a pocket watch. He should be coming back. It's about no. As the door opens and you see your eyes, no.
Handlers.
They will be giving you guys the information and making sure that you guys are ready for first mission. Now, are you guys ready to do some damage to Orochi? And can trust you with this mission.
Ripper's gonna stand up and carry his chainsword over his shoulder. Well,
Golem then responds by simply standing up as well, and he kind of like, just crosses his arms again and does like, I have nothing better to do.
These finances better be good, because there's a lot of things I want to work on.
And for you, Shiva, are you with them or are you wanting to back out?
Hey everyone, it's John, or the World Hunter 95. I also play Hades in this show. I also edit the videos and everything, but hope you guys enjoyed the first episode. I'm sorry that you were hard to hear me and maybe a few other players, or the sound's been a little bit weird. This episode's giving me a little bit of trouble, and we're still kind of getting everything together. So, second episode should be a lot better put together. I should have the sounds balanced out a lot more, as well as mostly my own. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Oh wait, I forgot about something. Is it Wednesday yet?